Well, I hope all of you have had a wonderful holiday season and welcome to the new year. It is 2025. This is our very first co-founder meeting for the year 2025. 2025. Getting tripped up there a little bit. And today we're going to be discussing a proposal. So before I get into the proposal, I just want to kind of put a little contrast out there. Okay. So let me see here. What would have happened, guys, if you had purchased $100 of Bitcoin a year ago? Where would you be right now?
You'd be wealthy enough.
Well, $100, right? So you buy $100 of Bitcoin 1 year ago.
2x.
All right.
Yeah.
So that would be doubling your money, right?
About that.
Let's take a look here.
Happy New
Sorry, I
Year, one and
misunderstood.
all.
Come again?
I misunderstood that. I thought you said a coin. Sorry.
Oh no, if you buy $100 worth. So if you purchased $100 of Bitcoin a year ago when the price was down at $44,000 per coin, now that it's worth $97,000 per coin, that's double, right?
Yep.
So you'd be feeling good about that, right? Compared to what?
Awesome.
Compared to what, right? What are the other things you could be doing with money? Let me hear from you guys. $100 could be done. What could you do with $100 a year ago? What could have happened with $100 a year ago?
Not much.
Could have got $100 worth of gold or silver.
There you go. All right. Well, let's take a look at
You could 5x.
take a look at gold right now. What if you got into gold? Let's see if I can find the charts here. They change things up. It's practically new, this whole thing. Blue charts and more. Okay. All right, so here we go. Let's see if I can
2600 USD right now.
1 year, year to date. 1 year. Let's do 1 year. So had you bought gold a year ago, you would have bought it probably around just shy of 2,000, and currently it's $2,660. So you would have had about a, I don't know, is that a 30% gain roughly, right? In gold? I mean, I could probably do the same thing with silver, but it'd be probably less than what we saw with Bitcoin, right?
Yep.
Okay. What would happen if you'd bought Bitcoin 7 years ago? Go back 7 years.
Paying about $10 a share.
So we go into 2000.
This sounds like we're in for a long-term perspective of the possibilities of what we have here.
2017, about $1,000. If you bought $100 worth of Bitcoin 7 years ago, you'd be looking at about a 10x return. What else could you have done 10 years ago? Are there very many things out there you could have done that would have 10x'd? There's quite a few. It's not too many options, right?
Real estate would have more than 10x, but you'd also have to leverage and or use credit as opposed to the minimal $100 kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, I'm just using the $100 example just to kind of put things in perspective here. So yeah, if you had bought $100 worth of Bitcoin 7 years ago, you'd be happy with a 10x return by now, you know. Or if you had, been like the earliest adopter before it was even on the charts, is way down at 5 cents, where you could have acquired quite a few Bitcoin at 5 or 6 cents per coin way back when. This chart starts at 2011. And Hunter, it was 2008 when Bitcoin was started, or was it 2009? When
It
was
was 2009 when Bitcoin was actually launched.
okay? So basically, there's 2 years where it was just it goes from 5 cents, and then it goes suddenly up to $11 there, right? Eight to $11, right? Okay. So like, I just want to put that out there as some contrast, okay? Kind of look at different things, okay? Because people are always looking for a way to get their money working for them, right? And Bitcoin has been one of those things that we've been talking about since 2009, and now it's 2025. Wow, where's my flying car? I'm still wanting to get into a flying car. I was expecting it by now. Anyway, so I'd like to make a proposal today. So today I want to present to you as co-founders a proposal to help the community move forward with greater strength and confidence. And so I propose the following. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some time. I'm going to spit it all out, and then we're going to go into discussion, and then we'll go into objections, if any, and then we'll take it from there. So, as co-founders, every voice matters. If you're here live, your voice really matters. Okay, because you're in fact representing all those that aren't here. Okay. All right. So I propose that we have a bonus for co-founders. Okay. And it's contingent upon what they build. Okay. Now, the bonus would work like this. And by the way, when I complete this proposal, you'll understand that there's going to be layers. There's going to be co-founders, partners, and members. So the proposal is that we look long-term at what we're doing. And it begins with us as co-founders, later partners, and then after that, members. Okay. So a bonus for, you guys like the word bonus? You guys like that word?
I love it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
good.
And should we bonus based on, that you do something, right? Right. So a bonus based on building something, right? Showing.
Right on.
So in other words, we're not gonna base co-founder strictly on the sign up date. Anybody on a particular sign up date, you're a co-founder. Instead of that, it's like, well, here's what you got to do, and then you are a co-founder. And likewise, here's what you got to do if you miss out on being a co-founder. Here's what you got to do to be a partner, right? And so on, right? So
Just like a ladder of success.
yeah, a ladder of success, if you want to call it that. But right now, the opportunity is I want to propose that we open up 10,000 co-founder positions to be filled. Okay, 10,000. Now, in order to become a co-founder and receive the bonus, here's what you got to do. Okay, you've got to make $361 payments. They don't have to be consecutive, but you do have to complete $361 payments in the $1 pool. That's the starting point. Okay. In addition to that, you've got to do 180 $10 payments in the $10 pool. And you've got to do 90 $100 payments in the $100 pool. And you've got to do 45 payments in the $1,000 pool. Okay. So technically that could all be achieved in a single year, right? Think about it. Okay. That could be done in a year.
Yes.
And what is the bonus? The bonus is going to be 10 times whatever coins you are holding. Not what you
Wow.
had, but what you're holding. Okay? 10x, right? But instead of trading your way or speculating your way there, it is a builder's bonus. You have built something. You built your way all the way up into the $1,000 pool to the point where you have made $361 payments, 180 $10 payments. You've made 90 $100 payments, and you've made $45,000 payments. Where are those payments going, by the way, generally speaking?
To the sponsor.
Generally to the sponsor. 100% goes to the sponsor unless the sponsor is not making payments themselves, right? You have to be making a daily payment to receive, right? So as long as you're paying, your referrals will pay. It only takes one, and that being the case, it only takes one person that's paying with you. So you plus one referral, right? You know, it only takes one to break even, right? So it's not money out of your pocket at the point of having only, you build one referral, right? Just one, and it's not out of your pocket. But up until you have the one, it could be out of your pocket, right?
Right.
Okay. And we've talked a lot in other trainings, you know, how to build. And today we're not going to be talking so much about how, but we're going to be talking about this proposal for the co-founders, the co-founder bonus. Now, here is the condition that needs to be in place to begin this process, and that is that we have to hit the target on all three of our current pools that are open right now. Okay, what is the target price for the PFI coin, guys? What's the target price?
500,000.
That's right, 500,000. Okay, that's the target price for PFI. Okay, what is the target price for our PFB for the $10 pool?
1
1
million.
million.
1 million. Very good. And what is the target for the $100 pool for the PFS coin?
2
2
million.
million.
2 million. And so something like that will be, you know, when we open with $1,000 pool, the target's either going to be 4 million or 5 million. You know, it's going to be one or the other. So we'll sort that out. It'll be one or the other, but we'll sort that out when we're opening up the $1,000 pool when the community's ready for that. Hopefully sooner than later. Okay. So, but for now, we've only got the three. So as long as we hit those three targets, that's when the days start counting at that point. Okay. So like for the $1 pull, you need 360 of them, right? You need 360 payments. Okay. And so that will begin when all three of those have hit their targets. So we want to get to those targets as quickly as possible. And then the other condition is that we have to be within the range. We have to maintain the range. What is the range after we hit the target? What is the range of PFS? What is the
1
price?
million.
What is the price range? I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. I said PFS. I meant to say PFI, but let's just go PFS. So you're
2 million to 1.
correct. So it'd be basically between 1 and 2 million, price. That's the range. For PFB for the $10, what's the range for that?
Half million to 1 million.
That's right, 500,000 to 1 million, and then the range on PFI.
That's what, 250 to 500?
50
Correct.
to 500.
Correct. Is that pretty easy to remember? Is it difficult to?
Yep.
See, so it is easy. Okay.
Very
Good.
straightforward.
All right. So these are the conditions for ticking off the days, right? Because the bonus is based on the number of days that this is happening after hitting those targets, achieving all three of them. We need to achieve all three of those targets, and then we start ticking away. And then as long as we're staying within the range for all three, we continue ticking away those days, right? And so I've been trying to help you guys see your position here kind of from the owner seat. You need to see this co-founder should be akin to the idea of owner, co-owner, okay? Co-founder, co-owner. You need to look at it like you're part of this is our we'll just call it enterprise. Okay, this is our enterprise. You're in a position of ownership, and that's what it's like. Okay, so when you're a co-founder, you're definitely based on how we build. Okay, you will get rewarded. Now, the other side of this is accumulating. Now, obviously, every day you make a payment, you're accumulating coin that way, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right on, man.
But any one of you can go to the market and give it a nice little push along, can't you? Right?
Yes, exactly.
Yep. Indeed.
Okay. All right. So let me just transition now to partner. Okay. I propose that we have 1 million partners. So 10,000, like I said, this is a long-term plan, but it doesn't have to be long-term in the sense of time, but it is, we're talking about some numbers here, 10,000 co-founders and 1 million partners. So it'd be 1 million, 10,000 be the whole group of us, right? And we're looking at occupying those positions. The bonus is paid at the point of achievement. Okay. So at the point of achievement, that basically your wallet address should basically show. Everybody will be. By the way, there's going to be this is not. We're not looking for multiple accounts per co-founder. Each co-founder should have one account. I hope we can agree on that, right? Right.
Yeah.
Why would you need more than one, right? So you have one account, and we will verify that each of those 10,000 positions and each of the 1 million positions, those are being filled by unique human beings. Okay. Real specific here. Okay. Unique human beings, individuals. Okay. And that's how that will go. Okay. Now, let's see here. So 1 million, probably similar terms, although by the time we get into the point of adding partners, our range may be bumped, to a higher level. That makes sense. But we'll address that, condition. As co-founders, we'll decide together, what that will be bumped up to, as far as the range goes for partners. But the bonus for the partners would be 5 times. Okay. So co-founders 10 and partners 5. So whatever amount of coin you're holding upon achieving the bonus, that moment is when we will distribute, okay, the 10 times coins directly to your wallet. You understand? You understand?
Mhm.
That is the proposal. Okay, so thank you for letting me spit that all out. We can now proceed into the discussion portion where I can add clarity as needed. I tried to do my best to be thorough and explaining it carefully, but maybe I've lost a few of you where you're like, "What? What you talking about?" But yeah, and then I want to kind of talk about the dynamics of where we're sitting today and what that represents to you moving forward as we go towards our price targets. We'll wrap up on that. So, who would like to participate in a discussion with me, since I'm the one proposing this to you?
I'd love to jump in here.
All right, go ahead, Brett. What are your thoughts on the proposal?
I appreciate the proposal because I see where you're going, because you see, in a year's time, we want to have these people involved in this program, and that's a great way for you to reward people for bringing people in. And so I'm for that, because it makes sense that we could bring, like, even if we bring 4 people in, that's going to pay us a very good income. But the more people we bring in, the more people that's going to be, like, not only that, but we're also going to have more money available that we can draw from the network.
Yeah.
So I'm in agreement with what you're saying.
All right, you don't see any part of it that needs to be looked at more closely?
Well, yeah, actually, there's a couple little areas where, when you're starting to say that you can't be a co-founder, when does that stop? Because someone could come in and say they want to be a co-founder, and if they put forth the effort, then they go from a member to a co-founder. Is that not correct?
Well, I mean, at this point, we're going to go under the assumption that while there's 10,000 spots open, everybody that's joining us now is lined up to be a co-founder, and just holding on to that status. They just have to achieve the points made. That this is being recorded, so you'll be able to review it.
That's right.
So the 360, 180, 90, and 45, under the conditions I've talked about. So once that's done, then you can receive the bonus. Are you excited about that kind of a bonus?
Oh, wow. That's exciting.
It's an exciting
And
bonus.
would it have to be achieved in a year, or when you achieve it? Like, if it takes, say, a year and 2 months?
It's not about time as much as it's about filling those positions until they're all filled, right? However long it takes to fill them, right? Can they all be filled in a year? Sure. Could it take a little bit longer than a year? Sure. Could it take much longer than a year? Possibly. But hopefully it's an exciting, proposal that because this is basically going out to the public, right? This will be on YouTube. This is being presented as a public offer to be one of our co-founders and come learn about us and be a part of what we're doing. So it's an even playing field for everyone, and come in and take advantage of the offer from today, day one, being we as the offer is being presented. So it's not consecutive days as much as it is the accumulation of days, right? The 360, 180, 90, and 45.
So we're already started, though.
It won't start, the days don't start until we hit price targets, right? That's one of the conditions. So all 3 price targets have to be hit to kick this off. So we got to get PFI up to 500,000. We got to get PFB up to 1 million. We got to get PFS up to 2 million.
I get that, but I'm just saying that our payments are already in queue. And
Yeah.
so if we've
Right.
already got,
So,
say,
yeah, so the fact is anything you've already accumulated counts. So retroactively to the beginning, anything you've accumulated and you're still holding by the time that you achieve the bonus, right? Again, it really solidifies the hodling aspect of what we like to see our community do. We like our community to be hodlers, right?
correct.
Right. So anything you've accumulated and are holding on to currently, you can keep adding to that until you get the bonus.
That's awesome.
Sound good?
Thank you.
All right, good deal. Anybody else like to contribute to the discussion today?
Okay,
Go ahead, Kathleen.
so that I'm a bit confused, what we have accumulated already in our.
A little hard to hear you. I don't know.
Okay, hold on, I got this thing with it. That's as far as it goes. So the closer to me, is that better?
Yeah, it's better when you hold it closer to you.
Now, I was saying that, okay, the funds that we have accumulated in our wallet already,
They all count.
okay, they will count. But, okay, but the difference is now, if you're not where you're not where you need to be, I guess that's being a co-founder, then you're not gonna be 10x, it's gonna be 10, it's gonna be 5x, or
Right.
no.
So I imagine everybody that's currently listening to my voice right now, probably 100% of you are gonna get this done. I don't see what could stop you. But as we get going and we grow, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 of us that are actively building, right? At some point, there's going to be a race for those joining at that point. Like, who's going to be a co-founder and who's going to end up as a partner? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess it just reminds me of the million. So I've got to scratch that out of my brain. It
Yeah.
took me back when you presented it took me back to days I don't even want to remember about MLM. So I have to remember this is peer to peer.
That's right.
And so it's up to us to do what we need to do. And they all go out there and knock a few people in the head and say, hey, now I told you once, tell your mom and your dad and your sisters and your brothers that you need to join you because there's wealth in this program. Unbelievable wealth.
You mentioned the word wealth. And I had someone define this for me back when I was in my 20s. What is wealth? Okay. And I'd like to share that definition now that you bring it up. Wealth is the measurement of your wealth is how long can you live on what you have? Okay. So if you have $1 million and you have a situation, whatever, how long can you live on that $1 million? Now, if you're in a position where maybe you're getting some sort of a gain on that million, you got it working for you, and you're living on just the gain part, then the answer probably would be indefinite, right? So that would be long-term indefinite, if you're in that situation. So wealth is defined on how long you can live on what you have, right? If someone has $100,000, how wealthy are they? Well, how long can they live on that 100,000 where, they're not working, but the 100,000 may be working, and whatever. So I always liked that definition because it really clarified, because we think about wealth, but we don't always put it into terms. A lot of times we confuse lifestyle and wealth being the same thing, but they're not, right? Because we all have a choice on the level of lifestyle we have, right? I mean, there's plenty of people who you could say they are wealthy, but they don't live a flamboyant lifestyle, right? Because they're preserving their wealth long term. Therefore, they take a more conservative approach to their lifestyle, right? And therefore they have more security long term because they keep their lifestyle in check, right? On the other hand, you can have both worlds. You can have a fantastic, fabulous lifestyle and have wealth, right? Long-term wealth. But usually you gotta look at how many zeros are involved, you know. The bigger the number is, the more you can say that's true. Okay. All right, so sorry to sidetrack you there. Anything else you want to add to that, Kathleen?
God, I'll think of it later.
Okay. All right, couldn't quite pick a question out of there. Was there a question you were getting to, or were you
No, I was just wondering, I want to be clear that the rules have changed, as far as being 10X.
right? So basically, this is an opportunity to add to, right? So doesn't necessarily take anything away. It's just, you know, that's why it's a bonus, right? It's on top of, right? So yes, whatever you choose to do with your coin sitting in your wallet is based on how you view this proposal on top of you know, any other circumstance going on in your particular situation. But the cool thing is you're the one in control of you, right? You and your wallet. That's true for each of you, right? So this is an add to proposition, not a take away proposition. Okay. All right, we got the hands coming up now. Okay, go ahead, Paul, out of the UK, Paul Thompson.
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
I'm really interested to know what it is that influences or what we can do to help influence the value of the tokens. So what are the events or the actions that influence that?
I'm glad you're asking that. Okay, obviously, just being in the market is one aspect, right? But in addition to that, I'm proposing that we bring products and services to bear so our coins are used as currency. And I'm happy to set up our own store inside you know, within our website, you know, where people can use our coins to purchase, you know, I prefer digital at this point, digital products and services. So I believe we should do that this year, 2025, set that store up. So that it's not only the market, but that we also have more utility for the coin based on using it as a currency.
Okay, so yeah, getting the coin moving and being used is one element that's going to help increase the value.
That's right.
Cool.
But we're kind of in that, we're still kind of fundamental at this point, right? Because we're still forming what we are today. This proposal is a big announcement, if you will, towards what we are becoming. And we don't want to be small, do we? So the proposal is significant. 10,000 is a big number. A million's an even bigger number, you know? And so we like to see the community grow, and we want there to be you know, I believe in the decentralized aspect of the space that we're in, and 10,000 is a pretty significant number towards being decentralized. It's just not one person calling all the shots, right? What if there's 10,000 of us that are, you know, coming together to make choices and decisions moving on into the long-term future? What do you think?
Yeah, having a long-term plan is essential, and I think putting things together, in terms of creating more products and so on, that's the way to do it.
Yep. And we've already had brainstorming sessions on that. You can go to the YouTube channel to check that out. But we're gonna do much more, So, yeah. I mean, I use Bitcoin as a currency. I have since the time I was introduced to it. So, when I pay for my travel, I usually do it with Bitcoin. When it comes to IT, like even purchasing a domain, I use Bitcoin to purchase domains. I use Bitcoin. I've used Bitcoin to pay for servers in the past, but not currently. But I've done it in the past where I've paid for servers using Bitcoin. And obviously, I've also used it to pay for people's time to do work for me. So Bitcoin is an example of a currency, although most people don't look at Bitcoin as a currency, but I am one of those that do. And I like the coins that we put into the market. I want them to be really seen as currency because there's many more advantages for our coins to be seen as currency compared to being seen as a security, right? So the status of what you got, if it's seen as a security, it's treated this way. If it's seen as a currency, it's treated that way. It's definitely better to be seen as a currency. So we want to create opportunities for our coins to be used as a currency. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. Great question there, Paul. Anything else?
I've got a few ideas in mind for the platform, the digital platform. So yeah, we can have
All
a
right.
conversation.
I love it. I love it. Love it. All right. You're awesome, Paul. The great Paul Thompson out of the UK. Double thumbs up.
Thank you.
All right. Go Iron Man. Okay. David, you got your hand up.
If there's other people that have their hands up, maybe save me towards the end. That would be great.
You're the only one I see. So I see Cecil clapping his hands. I'm not sure if he was trying to raise his hand or clap his hands. But
He had a
okay.
bunch of hands floating on the screen. I don't.
Cecil, do you want to speak? Good to see you.
Yeah, you're talking about that you're gonna post this on YouTube about the co-founders and everything,
Yep.
trying to get more people in. And I'm just curious as the people that come in through that way, how are they going to be placed under people?
Ah, okay. Well, I like the question, by the way. This is something I think many of you are missing out on the opportunity because I've seen from time to time unknown parties responding to YouTube videos. I don't know how they came across our videos outside of our community, but it does happen. And you'll see comments from people that are clearly not members yet. They're making comments, and so many people are not acknowledging them, right? So if you want a place to prospect, go to my channel and prospect all you want, because you'll find there are people there that are checking out what we're doing, but we're kind of an invitation only, right? So yes, this is going out to the public as a public announcement, but um, uh, the the way to get in, you got to have a sponsor, right? Because if you go to our website without a sponsor, you can't do anything, can you?
Nope.
You got to be invited in. Someone's got to invite you in, give you their link. Okay. Anything else?
That's all I had.
All right. Good point there. You're looking great, by the way. I can tell 2025 is going to be a good year for you, buddy.
Amen. Amen to that.
Yeah. You look rested and
Celebration begin.
yeah, you look like you're ready to go. All right. Okay, so David, you want me to put you off? So we got Scott from Thailand has got his hand up. Go ahead, Scott.
Hello. I just wondered, if you're trying to get more engagement with the community with these 10,000 co-founders, if you wanted to add some kind of commitment to either live meetings or something that makes them contribute rather than just reach the targets.
Well, I believe that there is there's a spectrum of activities and behaviors and that go into what we call building. So this is a builder's bonus, right? It's not going to just happen just because you signed up on a link. It doesn't work that way, right? Just because you signed up on a link, almost anything out there, once you signing up doesn't do much for you, including in pool funding. But but if you engage and do something like make daily payments, then you're coming in a bit passive with the daily payments. But as you go and find others, whether you're using AI or the other things that we may offer you to help you build your own team. And of course, when they make their payments, 100% of what they're making goes to you as long as you're keeping up with your payments, right? So that's not paid in our coin, that's paid in USDT, right? So you don't have to worry about the volatility of the price changing from the time that you make a payment and the time that you receive a payment from those that are making payments. But you're building something. You're building your own wealth, if you will. You're building your own wealth using pool funding as a way to do that, right? So what do I need to clear up there for you?
Sorry? Yeah, I'm not sure if you understood or not. Well, because you're saying there's going to be 10,000 co-founders.
Yeah.
And that they are the community that are a part of the company, if you like. They've got a share in the company.
Yep.
So do you want to have something in place that means that they actually contribute, as I say, in the building of the company, getting involved in that side?
If you think about it, not too many people are in a position to come up with $1,111 every day for 45 days. Most people aren't in a position to do that, right? But they can build and put themselves in a position by building a team, right? So it's not just a team of direct referrals, because if all you had was a team of direct referrals, that might not get you 45 days into, $1,111 being paid every day, right? You're probably going to have to help those, your direct referrals, with their referrals, right? So a little bit of leadership and support, and maybe down a couple of levels, right? And we've talked about this in previous training that, first 3 or 4, layers, we don't pay on a downline, but there are definitely layers, right? There's your referrals, and then there's their referrals, and then the referrals of those after, right? Those would be like the layers I'm talking about. And even though you don't get like a direct compensation, like an MLM or a network marketing, which we're not, you don't get paid on those different layers, but you still are, inclined to help those people, because as you help them, they're helping your referrals to pay you, right? So builders. So that's why I'm referring to this as a builder's bonus, because anybody comes into pool funding super passive, does no building, they don't get the bonus. Does that make sense? Yes, they can.
Well, they do.
Absolutely.
They do if they're rich enough to reach the targets.
If they can manage to do, yeah. I'd have to tally that up, but out of pocket that would be, But the funny thing
Helping
is,
others is definitely security and wise for the people
funny
on
thing is
lower.
with a 10x, I mean, if someone were able to do all of the 100% out of pocket, the 10x bonus would certainly would be great, and their sponsor would be thrilled, So, so yes, it's possible if you're already that wealthy, but let's just face it, that's probably not even the 1%. It's a portion of the 1%, the world population. So there you go.
Okay.
All right, David. Maybe we can wrap up the discussion with David, unless there's somebody else.
So starting kind of with what Cecil had said, but in a little twist is certainly as you had suggested, go to YouTube and realize there's people there that aren't members yet, that would be a good prospecting place. But on the flip side, or another angle is having something in place to where those people that are on YouTube and people who have already joined, for I guess the ones that have perhaps purchased more coin or brought in more people or a combination thereof, might kind of have a pool or a circular rotation thing of being able to get those people that are from YouTube by not going after them, that someone else has that as some type of functionality or something.
Okay. I mean, that is so over here. I thought we were talking about the proposal here. Do you have something we can talk about specifically around the proposal being made today? Because you're talking about how to bring people in through YouTube.
Well, kind of
perhaps.
that's what Cecil was. So Cecil wasn't quite on the topic either, I guess. I mean, so I was kind of
Yeah,
going with that, and that's okay.
I just figured it was already addressed with Cecil in the sense that there are people that see us out there in the public that way, right? And then you're all invited to go to to the YouTube and look at the comment area and fish around in there because you might catch something. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I don't think I need to create a structure for that. Do I? And a rotator? Why would I do that?
Understood.
Yeah. I
I
mean, I'm busy. So what can you
And the
do
other
what
thing,
can you do as a builder is my question back to you. Okay. As a builder, what can you do so that you can achieve the bonus? And how can I support that, your effort?
Make your payment every day and get your sponsor or your referrals to make their payment.
Yeah. So we have things like the AI and we have the you can purchase paid signups, or leads done for you is what we've been calling it. But
so speaking of which, what's the latest on that? I don't know that any of that is in place at this point.
it's not in place because we ran out of time last year, but now today is day one, getting it in place. Yeah. So as of today, we move forward on getting that done.
Okay, so that's kind of what was, well, yeah.
That was your
There was
question?
something else that I wanted to state that in this case, based on what you said, is not related to what you've spoken to today, but definitely of some type of input to, what's going on or concerns or what have you. But maybe that should be for another video, I guess. I don't know.
Correct. Yeah, you're picking up on what I'm laying down now. Timing is important, right? So we can't talk about everything all the time, everywhere, right? Because then we'd have an endless meeting that would never end, right? So we topic today is a proposal. As co-founders, your input matters concerning the proposal, and I'm still open to we're in the discussion part. And then I do want to see if there's anyone with an objection. So shall we conclude with your point today, David? We're done with the discussion part?
Sure.
Okay, good. All right, well, we have about 60 of us here to gather together. Is there anyone here having a concern about the proposal, having an objection of any kind regarding it, something that should be brought to light that we're all gathered together? Anybody have an objection of any kind or concern?
Clarification, I think, sir.
Okay. Which part would you like clarified, Rosalie?
Regarding how let's say 10,000, what is the 10,000 co-founder? It's only one team or the whole community of pool funding?
It's each person, right? And like I said, we'll verify that they're, each person is a real person, right? Because if someone has like
So under
multiple,
your team.
if a person has multiple accounts, right? So there'll be
Yes.
we will go through probably like video verification that we're dealing with real people. You know what I'm saying? For each account, So 10,000 real people, right? That are playing that can show up as a co-founder and meet the qualification as such. Of the 360, 180, 90, and 45, right? For the 4 coins. So payments. So getting the bonus is, the idea is the capacity to make those 4 payments according to those numbers, the number of payments each.
So 360,
clarify?
sir, 360, 180, 140, 45. That's the number of payments you
Yeah,
must have made.
You just cut it in half, right? So it's 360 for the $1. It's half of that for the $10, which is 90. I'm sorry, wait. 360 and
180.
180 for
90.
for the $10, and for the $100 pool or PFS it would be 90, and then $1,000 pool it would be 45.
Okay.
45 payments, and they don't have to be consecutive, so don't have to worry about like having to start over or anything like that. So if you miss a day, get back going the day after. Everybody has mishaps, but it doesn't have you don't have to worry about doing anything consecutively. You just have to hit those numbers under the conditions we talked about of after hitting the price targets and then staying within the price range. We want, as co-founders, we want a certain price range. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Because after and once one makes all their payments, even if they're not consecutive, as you said, we don't lose and start over. But once one has made all those payments, that would be a total of 56,160.
All right, thanks for doing the math for me. Appreciate it. Not necessarily out of pocket though, right? If you have at least one person paying you, then I mean, quite literally, you out of pocket. This could be just a few $100s, right, out of pocket, and then everything is built because it's a builder bonus. So you build the team so that you're not out of pocket that much. Does that make sense?
And that's the plus to building. Definitely, I definitely, from a real estate mindset of loving how real estate is. I mean, granted, you have to put more up than you do for something like this, but once you do it, you have a house or multiple apartment units or whatever, you got money coming in as long as the tenants are still there and they're paying their bills. It's a great thing. So it's wise to build not just on your own with this, which of course you can do really well on your own, but you can do really well and faster by having a team, even if it's just a small team of 8 to 10 people, be it just 2 personally sponsored, and go deep and help them kind of thing. It's an amazing thing to where it's better having someone else. They're paying my mortgage payment. They're paying my payment for pool funding or whatever if I've got a team. And if I don't, I'm paying it my own, but I'm still making money if I'm doing it the right way, even just on my own.
Sounds good. Yeah. All right. So we've added some clarity. Again, any objections or concerns that need to be raised? There are now 59 of us. So I don't know who dropped off, but we had 60 there a second ago. So any concerns or objections for this builder bonus for the co-founders and partners? Any objection or concern?
I think everything sounds great.
Okay, we have a thumbs up. All right, so let me flip the question. Is this an exciting proposition or not? So let me just hear from the crowd. You can unmute, all of you, and just let me know if you're excited or not excited, because
Very
excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Uh,
Okay, all right. So we just had dead silence when it came to objections and concerns. So it must be a good proposition. I mean, I've given it a lot of thought. I've been thinking about this all through the holiday, and I always intended that there would be some sort of a bonus for co-founders, and then I kind of came up with this structure during the holidays, and I'm glad that it's being well received, and I'm glad you're excited about it, and that it will inspire you to build stronger, better, and faster, and also while doing that, encourage you to be more of a hodler instead of a seller when it comes to our coins, right? And so this proposal kind of it actually has a double impact, doesn't it? On the
Yes, it
one
does.
hand, it encourages you to build, and on the other hand, it encourages you not to sell your coin, right? To just hold on to its precious gold, right? 10 is 10, right? So let me just put this into really clear perspective for you guys, okay? So we saw how exciting it was with Bitcoin, but look how long, 7 years or even 1 year for doubling your money. But let's take a look at our charts, currently where we're situated, okay? Share my screen, share. We go into Ape Space here. This is version 3 of the Pancake Swap pricing, okay? Version 3. This is dropped down to the PFI. Okay, currently PFI is basically $1,000 per coin right now. Okay. Again, what's the price target?
$500,000.
Half a million.
2 million.
All right, so put an X on that. So that would be a what X to go from here to the target?
500x.
That's a 500X. That's better than 10X, right?
Oh yeah.
But see,
Yes, absolutely.
but see, anything that you have now or that you could add to right away, coming in at 1,000, you're not now you'd have to look at it like it's not just a 500X, it's a 500X times 10X.
Wow.
What's 500 times 10?
5,000.
5,000.
That's a 5,000X. That's outrageous, right? Outrageous.
That's insane.
What happens if you decide to buy a chunk of this when it hits $2,000? What happened to your 5,000X?
It's become 2.5x.
It becomes 2,500X, doesn't it? Let's
Right.
let's say you wait till the price gets to 5,000, right? So if the price here gets to 5,000, then that would be 5,000 to 500,000. That would be
100x.
that'd be 100X times 10. So it'd be 1,000X, right? So can you see the incentive is high? We're making this out to the public today. The incentive is high to buy now, right? Because as a co-founder, it's not just 500X from where we're currently sitting here. It's 5,000X right this moment, right now. Okay. And then it won't take long, I'm sure, and that will turn into a 2,500X for some. And then for others, may turn into a,
5,000.
Let me see, 100 times 5, a 500X, right? So if the price is 5,000 and it's got that's 100X, no, it'd be 1,000X, be a 1,000X, right? So at the price point of, so basically like a melting ice cube, as this price goes up towards the target, the multiple times the multiple decreases. You understand the math here? Like an ice cube melting away as we head towards our target of 500,000, you always get 10X. There's plenty to be excited about 10X, right? But we're talking about a multiple times a multiple, which is right now the multiple times a multiple is outrageous. You know, we're talking about anything you do right now, like $1. You buy $1 right now, that's like and that's like getting $5,000, right? You understand my point here, guys? Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Because
Like so much
a year
responsible.
from now, okay, pretty exciting, right? Look at the it's working. Look at it's starting to turn green right here already. I'm only talking about 50 or
Someone just
60 of you right now.
One of
Okay.
us just bought some.
Okay. So then we'll go to we'll take a look at PFB. Okay. So PFB is currently 24,000 and it's on its way to 1,000,000, right? So what is that? Is that I mean, 4 of those would be 100,000, and then you need 10 of those to be so that's 40. So basically, the pathway here on PFB is 40x to get to the target, times 10 is 400x on PFB. Okay, pretty good deal still. And if we go to PFS, oh boy, we got, that's 17. I can't do the math. It's not an even number for me, but let's say it was 20. If it was 20, then we'd take 5 of those. So I can just say, we'll just say 6. It'll be about 6 of these for 100,000, and then you need 20 of those. So 6 times 20 is 120. So 120x times 10 would be 1,200x. 1,200x offer right at the moment here on PFS. Crazy, right? Crazy good. And the volume in the last 24 hours has only been $1.66, guys. All right. But just think, one more dollar. If you put a dollar in around, that could be like $1 turning into 1,060 in a year. Okay, for just adding a dollar there. All right. So have I made the dynamics of all this very clear where we are now and why we're going to get to our targets quickly? Because how much higher could I make the incentive? I think it's a crazy incentive as it is. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yes.
You did a great job.
Okay. And I know our huddle nuts want to see the price get to where it wants to get, but now maybe those huddle nuts will be wanting to hold for another year. It's up to them, right? It's up to them, right? They because it's 10 times more, right? So, but it's the power is in the holder, right? The holder is the one that's got the power. But how much power do they actually have? Outside of me, most of you have almost no power right now. Okay. So, and I haven't sold any coins for months now. As far as the market goes, I haven't impacted the market price at all. I haven't sold into the market at all in a few months. Yeah, I have sold some coins directly, but not on the market directly, impacting the price. Okay, so let's just take a look at who's holding the coin now, and how much is actually being held in liquidity. Let's take a look at that, because you'll find that the price is going to go up fast based on just the fact that there is so few coins being held in liquidity. For example, if I hover right here, it says the liquidity here is it's got 0.014 of PFS. That's what's being held here, okay, in the actual liquidity, okay. That's not even a whole coin. That's a tad bit more than 1% of a coin in liquidity at a current value of about $270 is what's being held here. Okay, with the low liquidity, you get this low liquidity notice going on over here. But for us, it works as an advantage since our targets are so high, right? We want low liquidity in order to get to the target quickly. Okay. So if you can take a look at it from the Here's PFI. Okay. Let's look at liquidity. Here's the contract, the liquidity contract. It's got one whole coin in PFI there. And then the pancake is holding on to what? Version 2 of the software is based on that. All the way down here. Well, here's another contract right here for 5%. So 1.5% being held in contract for liquidity and another 5%. So basically 1.10% coin. 1.10% coin is all that the market has to offer, right? And if nobody's selling, because they all want to hold, right? Then these numbers will shrink, okay? And they'll never shrink to 0.0000, but they do shrink, okay? And we go from there. All right, so go to the next one, okay? We've got.
I have a question.
Sure. Who is it?
It's Catherine or Kathleen. I mean,
hi, Kathleen.
No, I'm just joking. It's Brady. So for tomorrow's meeting, are we gonna be like on the beach or in a bowling alley?
I'm sorry. I'm not sure.
I know you shouldn't be sorry. You're good.
Hello, Brady.
Hello.
I don't even understand the question. Beach or the bowling alley? What?
No, I was. Wait, just go on. Never mind.
Okay. All right. Okay. Share screen.
Oh, got it.
Okay. So we've got in the this is the moving on to the PFB for the $10 pool. So in contract, we've got 7% of a coin here in liquidity contract. And then we've got version 2 of Pancake, 1.4%, 1.5 practically. So 7, that's about 8.5% there. And then also this is for the PFB BNB pair, and for the PFB USDT pair, there's another, basically 1.5% roughly. So that's about 3% there of a coin, 7%. There's only 10% of a coin in liquidity, guys. That's it. So the price has got to move quickly. It's got to move up to the chart. It has to move up quickly. That's why when we were looking at, even on the first day of launching the PFS coin, okay?
I have a question.
Is that Brady again?
Yeah, sorry. I have one question.
Yeah, can you please hold your question for a moment? Let me just finish my point here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, my bad.
All right, so here is, and I'm not so familiar with who you are, Brady, but anyway, this is the first day, guys. This, we saw what happened on our first day of launching the PFS coin. We went all the way up to over $120,000 per coin on day one. Okay, on day one. That's because, again, that's how it works when the liquidity is tight. It has to move quickly against the dollar. Okay, so we're moving our coins to the higher ranges because we want a long term. We want to be here 100 years from now. We want the supply of coins to be distributed slowly over a long time. Okay, that's the idea. It's really kind of the opposite of the approach most people take when rolling out any kind of cryptocurrency. By the way, it's really technically like the opposite path. All right, so Brady, can you tell me who you are? Who is your sponsor in pool funding?
The Red Cross is my sponsor.
All right.
So, what are your thoughts on Dogecoin? Is that going to skyrocket?
I don't know anything about Dogecoin. I mean, this is not a
Mogcoin?
It's yeah, Brady. I think you're a troll. I'm going to call you out. You are a troll.
No!
Why are you here, Brady?
A what?
A troll.
What's a troll?
Bye,
It's someone that comes into other people's meetings to disrupt them for some crazy, for their own purposes and for their own, I don't know.
Karen's my mom. Karen's my mom.
Who?
Karen Doyle.
Oh, that's your mother?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
no,
I do not believe
no.
that for a second.
All right.
That's strike three, Brady. You're out.
Karen Stoyles, just said that you're not her son. Okay.
No. I have no
He's
idea
gone.
who he is.
He's gone.
Isn't it interesting? I think it's interesting that I feel so tiny right now. We're such a small group, and yet we're bringing in trolls, right? Usually, you got to be really making up. You really got to be, making up, kicking up the dust in order to draw the trolls in. But we're already drawing in trolls, guys. So I consider it a badge of honor to have those
And it
trolls.
sounds like
come
they
in.
want me to adopt them. Like, I don't know. What the heck?
Hunter, is he out of the Telegram group too, or is he still there?
The Red Cross.
Mom, stop. It's me again.
I don't see any indication he's in the Telegram group.
Anyway,
Karen, if you need that, I'm presenting myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I hope you guys feel good about the way I handled Brady, so.
Excuse me, Gary here.
Is this the same guy, Brady, or Gary?
I'm Gary.
All right. Gary, are you connected to Brady?
Who's Brady?
I don't know, but he was just on here, but we threw him out.
Gary, who's your sponsor?
The Red Cross.
Yeah, you're connected to him.
Yeah.
Bye,
Gary.
bye, Gary. Okay. Any other trolls want to be thrown out? Why are you here disrupting our meeting? We're going to put this on YouTube, so you feel free to comment on the channel there.
I'm gonna log this.
I do have a logical question.
Sure thing.
So the only way that you're going to increase those numbers so that they go 0.000 is when you add coins to the system. Is that correct?
Well, technically, every day that people are making payments, 90 days later, those coins hit their wallet, right? And that's how we're adding.
Yeah, but when you're talking about like in PFS and you were showing us on the graph, like those numbers are 0.04 right now, or 0.07.
That's where the liquidity is, right?
Right.
And
yes, I get that.
And that should actually go down. We actually want the liquidity to go below 1%.
Right.
On all three of those coins.
Yeah.
In order to hit the price target, we have to drive the liquidity down to that point.
So it would be a 0.00, then it would move it that way. Is that correct?
Yeah, as the liquidity goes down in the coin, the amount of liquidity being held in USDT goes up, right?
Right.
So basically, if we get to $1 million valuation in the I shouldn't say it, but when we get to the $1 million valuation on PFB, okay, there might be 100,000, maybe a couple $100,000 of USDT in liquidity, right? Against the coin, So
okay,
that's how it works. So
that makes sense. I was just wondering where that was. Okay, thanks, Ace.
When our coin goes up in value, then the amount of USDT being held in the liquidity, because it's a pair. Everything is a pair, right? So USDT against our coin, right? And they go together, right? And so when you look at the liquidity pool, you're looking in pairs, right? And PFB's got both USDT pair and a BNB and PFB pair. So there's two pairs available that have liquidity for PFB, but everything else, PFI, PFS, it's just USDT against our coin, PFI, PFS. Those are the pairs, and that's where the liquidity is. And that's that's how you start a coin. When you go to PancakeSwap, you add liquidity, and then that kicks off the coin. That's how it gets kicked off.
I see a tremendous opening for anybody just coming in, starting for this program to be a co-founder and have a lot of money to get a bonus there at the end of the year next year.
Yep, that's right. That's the whole point of a bonus, right? And it's,
yeah.
Look, I've been involved in other things in the past where, I had to get vetted and, and it was not just 1 year, but I was contributing and I was given stock options but I had to be there for like 3 years. I mean, three to 5 years is pretty common for these kind of bonuses in the traditional world. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking stock market, if you will, you know what I'm saying? But everything happens a little faster when it comes to, the crypto world that we're in, so.
Thank you, Ace.
Yeah, so obviously you got to, there's an exchange of value going on. You're showing up as a co-founder. You've got a real stake in the game because you built something or you paid something or a combination of the two. That's how you got in the position to be a co-founder. And then once you're a co-founder for life, right? For 10,000 of you become a co-founder ongoing, and co-founders will be treated different than partners. Partners will have less access than a co-founder. Does that make sense?
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
You're talking about access. What exactly are you referring to as access?
Like privileges to contribute towards guiding the direction of our organization, right? So and 10,000 is a lot of people to try to
Got it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But most of your organizations are guided by a handful of people, three to five people. You know what I'm saying? Most organizations are guided by that few. But we're in a decentralized environment, so having 10,000 gives us a nice swath of personalities and personas and perspective, right? We'll have the perspective from 10,000 that in an ownership, in a position of ownership. You're getting 100% of whatever is paid to you. You get 100%. That alone should make you have the sensation of ownership, right? You're getting 100%, right? But now that we add a bonus to it, you're getting a slice of the pie, like ownership, right? And then of course
you're in the bakery.
Yeah, but of course, if you sell all your coins, then 10x times 0 is still going to be 0, right? So, right. So the idea is that not only are you owning, but you're also holding your power. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And then hopefully what you're gaining in monthly payments when you're at the $1,000 pool level probably wouldn't sway you to sell your coin anyway. You know what I'm saying? So by the time people are making $111 $1,111 every day, even just on one referral to make it happen, even that alone would probably put them in a position where they wouldn't have much great need to ever sell their coin. I mean, there are people that got Bitcoin back when it was 5 or 10 cents, and they're still holding on to it. It's been since 2009, right? So, I mean, even mainstream news is promoting the idea that Bitcoin really does have a good shot at becoming $1 million a coin, even with all the even though the ongoing battle between the bulls and the bears that we've seen. It's the next couple of days will determine whether we're in a bull market or a bear market with Bitcoin. So we'll see if it makes a new high, bull market. If it collapses out of the current trend, then we're in a bear market. But that's a battle between the bulls and the bears, and that's how it works.
And what's their utility? We have a utility that's coming, but what's their utility? They don't really have a utility. It's just longevity at this point, really.
No,
and hype.
There's utility. There's plenty of people. Everything that we want to be, they already are. Okay, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, it's just not a widely used currency as a currency. And but I think that we could become something that could be our coins could turn into widely used currencies if as co-founders we do the right thing year after year after year. Does that make sense, guys? So
Absolutely.
as long as we think rightly and we think in long-term, with a long view, the long haul. Okay, I want this thing to be around longer than me, you know. I mean, I'm going to have an expiration date at some point, so I want this to continue way past that point. And I want that to be true for all of the co-founders. I want the longevity of what we're building to be here long past the expiration dates of all the co-founders, all 10,000 of us. Okay. So for the long haul. So and the more that we I would say that yeah, it's a totally new animal. Bitcoin changed the landscape completely. It came in as a disruptor. So and it doesn't fit in any pre-existing box. Okay. So any pre-existing box before it doesn't really fit 100% into any pre-existing box. But yes, you can use it as a currency, and I can testify I have used it as a currency. I spend, and I have received. I've used it both ways as a currency. Yeah, I've been paid in Bitcoin, and I paid for goods and services with Bitcoin. So it works as a currency. But I think we can take advantage of what's the space is created for us, and we can fine tune it into something much sharper, and lead with the AI product, right? And then that's our starting point on products and services is AI, and then expand from there into the digital space with everything, everything digital, and have people, coming into our store that we'll set up, and maybe later on it'll be like anybody can just use our coin in any store that they create, so they can take if they're interested in acquiring our coin, they could do it through us. They could create their own store, because it's out there, right? It's available because it's in the public market. All right. Well, I don't want this to be too long of a video. It's going to be a pretty long one already, but this is a big announcement. And so I think I delivered on what I promised, that it would be a big announcement. I appreciate all of the participation of all of you that contributed. Just being here is a contribution, showing up. And even your silence is, we appreciate your consent that comes through it, that we are going to move forward, because you did have an opportunity to raise concern or objection. And there's, this would be the time to do it, because we want to move forward on this. And I could put together maybe a PDF or something like that regarding, this bonus, and then we'll get it onto the website and all that, so people will be aware that we want 10,000 co-founders to join us on this journey of taking our ideas here out there into the future. Any final words from any of you that would like to put a final word in before we close out?
You're awesome.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Larry?
I can hear you. Yes. It's iPhone. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, this is Les here, sponsored.
Hi, Les.
I was noticing here the other day on the stock market report, Bitcoin's on the stock market.
That's right. There's an ETF that
Did you know that?
In January 10th of 2024, the SEC approved it to the first ETF for crypto, which was Bitcoin.
That's right. Yeah.
And that was a huge day, because at that point, all the people that were going to doom Bitcoin. I mean, how many times has Hunter? How many times has Bitcoin been declared dead?
Probably somewhere around 416, something like that.
Like hundreds of times it's been declared dead. But now that it's an ETF, only a fool would say Bitcoin is dead, no matter what the price might be. You know what I'm saying?
It's probably more since I gave the counts, honestly.
I pointed that out to a few people there too, and just last weekend, ATM machine there in the new casino in Red Deer has Bitcoin on it now. And I pointed that out to a few people. Couple questions. You got time for a couple questions? I just want to get something straight in my mind with this.
I do have time, but let me just point one thing out. Do you know what one of the largest holders of Bitcoin is the U.S. government? What I've heard is the government.
I believe that. Yeah,
the government's holding about 200,000 Bitcoin. 200,000 is inside the federal government's hands. Anyway, so
that's concerning. That's a plus that we have, is the government can't really have a huge percent of our coins.
Right. Yeah, I'm just pointing out because he was driving to the point of legitimacy of the space, and Bitcoin is the creator of the space, right? But what's your you have a question or you want clarity on something?
Well, I have lots of questions, but I won't take much time. This MetaMask wallet.
Yes.
If, like, for example, when I'm looking at my charts, here comes count one, right? Okay. Now, can I do trading and stuff with that MetaMask wallet so that nothing gets affected here or what you call scammed on pool funding?
Well, MetaMask has the ability to swap, right? So you look at your wallet, and then one of the little dials that says swap. So you can send, right? You can swap.
Yeah.
So most people understand swapping is the same thing as trading, because you're swapping something for something else, right? So that's like doing a trade, and that does impact the market. So the price of the market is impacted anytime you do a swap on any coin using MetaMask. So MetaMask is third party to us.
Now, too, on my wallet, up on the top, between. Okay, so like in other words, if I was going to do some investing and say that their coins or whatever, just play around a little bit, right? Learn a little bit how it all works.
Yeah. So
nothing could get affected here with pool funding. Like, how do I protect that so it doesn't get scammed?
Right. So you want to make sure that you protect your password and your seed recovery phrase, and as long as you are practicing safety measures on the device that you're possessing that's in your hands. As long as you do that, you're pretty good. Now, as long as you do your part right, you don't have much to worry about, because the cryptography aspect of cryptocurrency make it very difficult to break into it or hack into. So just the aspect
with the blockchain.
Because it's not just blockchain, but all those little fancy addresses that are alphanumeric. I mean, it would be really hard to guess exactly.
Just cut note on me.
Okay, but anyway, it's very, very secure. One of the great things about cryptocurrency over other versions of electronic money is how secure all cryptocurrencies are because of cryptography. And that's where the name crypto comes from, is cryptography. Everything is, it's protected by very difficult. You could never guess, right? Even with a supercomputer, it'd be hard to guess anybody's particular, private key, for example. It's like near impossible.
So it's pretty safe then.
Oh, yeah,
that's good. Okay, so it's pretty safe, even if I'm exploring a little bit, just trying to figure things out.
There's many choices when it comes to crypto wallets.
It's not going to get hacked.
you got Trust Wallet, SafePal. There's a variety of ways that you can hold onto cryptocurrency, but MetaMask is one of the most popular, and it's popular for a good reason. It's safe, secure. They update regularly, and it's also private at the same time, because they don't, they don't know you. They didn't ask you for your email address, or they didn't, you don't have to KYC to have a MetaMask wallet. You know what I'm saying? So it's private in that sense. So it's secure and private.
One other quick question. I'll let you go.
Sure.
Now, when I started with this wallet, me and my sponsor, we each threw $500 in, right? So that we can make it our trades.
Okay.
And then we stepped up into a $100 pool, right?
Okay.
So, like, when you're going to sponsor, like, start sponsoring people in, to kind of explain it first to them. Like, for example, I would probably next time start out with 1,000 just to work with, right? For doing our trades. But, like, for example, if I sponsor my cousin in, I would be trading with her. I would be her sponsor. That way we're controlling the money. I could show her now where, okay, with this wallet, this is the original investment, and this is what I still have left. And we're building in these coins is what we're doing.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah. And so the way it works now is that, a person makes a payment, and then they're receiving at the market value at that time that coin into their account, and then the account holds that for 90 days and then releases it to their MetaMask wallet after 90 days. So there's a value exchange, right? So they put $1 in, they get $1 that's going to hold for 90 days. And the idea is, hopefully after 90 days, the price has gone up, right? It may go down too, but the price goes up. And then 90 days later, they're getting more than $1, right? That's the reason that drives a lot of people on the passive side of what we're doing, that are just making payments every day to accumulate coin. You know what I'm saying? So, but you're the one being paid.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to buy the coin and then sell it to them, right? You're a co-founder, meaning that you have access to the same pie that everyone else does here. So you don't have to buy it first. We supply it out of the pie, right? So you're being treated as an equal here, right? So this is the pie. You bring people to the pie. They want some of it. They pay you for it, and then they get their part of it. That's a good deal. You're happy. They're happy. We're happy. Everybody's happy.
Well, yeah, like, for example, right now I could show her on this wall, okay, this is the original investment. He's their sponsor. We do our swaps between us, our trades, build asset in this coin, or equity in the coin, right? And we still have our original investment.
Exactly, because
we still have access to that.
There's a good
Have I got that right?
That is correct. Yeah. Do you feel good about that?
Oh, okay, right on. I feel good now.
All right, good. Because
no, I do. I really do.
What's different about what we're doing is that you get 100%, and then you didn't have to actually buy something first in order to sell it later, right? You get 100% of whatever is sold, right? And they make that daily payment every day to you. It's like a daily sell, right? It's like a daily sell that you're the one doing the selling. You're the one receiving 100% because you're again, that ownership position.
Yeah.
You can really feel like you're in that ownership position here.
Yeah. And the other benefit to it is basically what we're doing is all setting up our own individual banks. Each one of us.
Right. Conceptually, I agree with you. Yeah, that the whole slogan of crypto is be your own bank, right? So there's kind of a crypto saying. But the idea is that why do we have to have these other parties like a bank and a building? Why does that have to be in the middle of our transactions? And crypto has shown the world that it doesn't have to be that way. you know?
It doesn't have, well, that's,
And
that's
then
why
there's no
centralized
justification
banks
for
tried
these
killing them.
outrageous fees, all the banking fees, how outrageous they are, whereas crypto, it might cost you $1 to send $1 billion overseas. You can't do that with a bank. It's going to cost way
Yeah.
more than $1. Okay. But with crypto, you could literally
Okay,
move.
well, I'll let you go. Thank you very much. Happy New Year, and thank you for
Yeah,
what
Happy
you're
New Year.
doing
Good to have you here, Les. Glad you're here.
here. You betcha.
All right, very good.
Night,
All right.
everybody.
All right, that's great, guys. So we'll wrap it up here. Thank you all for coming to our very first co-founder meeting. I think it's one for the books here. I think we'll never forget this meeting. Been interesting time, a long meeting, but we'll put this on YouTube shortly after. So within the hour, this will be up on YouTube as a public notice that everyone can participate and become a co-founder. We have 10,000 spots open. We invite as many people that want to come be a part of what we're doing, or just to come take a closer look, that's okay too. So with that, thank you all for coming, and we can go ahead and unmute and say Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy
New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
We'll see you guys
Good
again
night.
on Monday. All right, bye-bye.
See you Monday.
Bye.
Good night now.